Ladies and gentlemen, this is Eddie Marcus again. I do so much talking and I say so much on so many subjects. So if you try to just listen to them and not pay attention, you'll find out that I might be talking out of every side of my mouth, saying one thing today and contradicting it this evening. And it'll come out that way sometimes when you're dealing with life and death, when you're dealing with truth and the absence of. You've heard me say that God is a good God, and God is a loving God, and that God does loving things. Sometimes when we think and try to articulate things that are not loving and kind, we try to say it's something else. It's Satan, is evil, and all of those things may have their place. But the truth of the matter is that God is in control of everything. We talk about the devil, we talk about Satan. If they really mean anything, I want you to know that God is in control of that as well. I heard somebody say that the angel, that evil, which is a tool of what we call Satan and the devil, that these are angels, that Satan is an angel designed to do God's biddings. Well, I want to say to you, ladies and gentlemen, that the truth of the matter is, as it changes to me from day to day, is that God has purposes for all kinds of things, and all things we might not understand them, but in the days that they do appear before our understanding, then we should be able to express it in such a way that there's no embarrassment, there's no decon. But the fact of the matter is, we can only speak of the truth that we know, and if we can speak of that truth, then chances are there will be other truths that are given to us as our eyes are open. And so what I say to you today is as truthful as anything I've ever said to you. But more specifically, you know I'm always talking about Donald Trump and the evilness that comes with him. And you got other people trying to say that Donald Trump is directly from God. Serve God's purpose. And the truth of the matter is, all the people say, well, God is not a liar. God is not a cheater. God is not a rapist. God is not these kinds of things, and they do not represent God. They represent distance from God. And when these things do occur within our society, whether it's the American society or the society of the world, it's just an indication that these have not been ignored, that they happen because people are that far away from God. And so this is a sign to all those pretenders of God that you're not on the mark. And there are some changes that needs to be made. For instance, a lot of people think that Trump's purpose is truly divine, that his lying and his narcissism and his all of these things are what it's supposed to be like. No, these are things that Trump brings with him to expose who Trump is and who we are. And the purpose of that is to give us an indication what we must do to change the thing. So the thing is not supposed to become like that which is evil, but to recognize that evil that's outside, that we can see it ourselves, and we can clear up, straighten up, and perfect ourselves as best we possibly can, as best that is in our ability to do. And that is our charge, that is our challenge, to make a difference in our lives, to make a difference in our world as we mature and grow up. The fact that all of the ugly things that we call ugly happening in America today is happening all over the world. But it is happening in America. I don't think anybody would disagree that I've said this, is because we are just that far away from God. God, as a sense, I'm sure if God is a loving God and cares about us, these things God does not like, but permits it to happen because these are the kinds of things that robs us of our life. These are the kind of things that denies us those things that we would enjoy in life, like peace and prosperity and freedom and joy and the fulfillment of our dreams. And essentially put, that definitely includes those things that are essential for survival, like food, clothing, shelter, education, and health care. And in order to keep these things real, it's to have a career of choice by those individuals who would benefit from the manifestation of these things. And that would be all of us. Now, see, that's a loving thing. All of us, God's creation, engaged in making this lower level of life as divine and heavenly as it possibly can be, under the hands and minds of men who have committed themselves to trust in God. And so, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I talk about Trump, I talk about all that ugliness stuff, and it is real. It's real, it's ugly, it's all that it is. But God permits it to happen because it must happen. It must happen because it represents who we are. And it is an indicator for us to know who we are so that we can do what has to be done to change and be more like what is heavenly. Well, this is just a moment in time, ladies and gentlemen, so I just thought I'd share that with you. And until next time, you can bet your last money I'll be back. Goodbye.